There are 7 steps to take after failing. Successful people like to win and achieve high standard. Because of this, most of them become so afraid to fail, and this can ruin their life. When positive traits like achievement becomes too strong in someone's life, it's on the way to becoming a major handicap because no one likes to fail. Whether at work, at home, or in any other area of your life, failure is very painful and it can be very costly in terms of time, money, and both. But the good thing is that failing is part of the game of life. Failure is something that cannot be avoided, but surprisingly, most people hate to talk about their failures openly. They would rather talk about the great new contract they signed and not the project that they have worked on for months that failed. For most successful people, in dealing with the obstacles that face them in designing and making their first business work, they devoted their time and effort to study the lives of great people of the same line of business that are more successful than them. It becomes their source of inspiration to pull them through their darkest hour. Nothing great ever succeeds the first time. It is mostly always after repeated failures, frustrations, criticism, and self-doubt that most people rise to achieve greatness. Imagine if the author of Harry Potter, J.K. Rowlings, hadn't pulled out the persistence with her vision. Looking at her success today, we are talking about 400 million books sold, countless licensing deals. It's hard to believe that she was actually at the brink of suicide, but this is the reality. Think about Thomas Edison, who failed 10,000 times before he made the electric bulb, whilst Jack Canfield, the author of Chicken Soup, had 144 rejections before receiving a book contract. Meg Cabot, New York Times best-selling author of the book, The Princess Diaries, was rejected by almost every publishing house in America. It's natural to fail. We all fail, and we continue to fail because we need to fail in order to succeed. Whatever the situation may be, being proactive is always going to be a better option than sticking your head in the sand and wishing things never happened. The 7 steps to take when starting over after failing includes the following. Number 1. Accept responsibility for your own future. When it comes to a failure, our egos are our own worst enemies. It's only always proper to admit that you made a mistake, instead of blaming others or circumstances. Number 2. Recognize when you haven't succeeded. This is indeed a hard part. We've been trained that persistence pays off. So it feels wrong to cut our losses and label an idea a failure. But if you are truly self-aware and listening closely after a release of your idea, you can't go wrong. Being able to recognize a failure means that you will be able to recast it into something more likely to succeed. Failure teaches you what doesn't work. Number 3. Make sure the pieces from the failure have been sufficiently picked up. If you have a reputation to repair, then take care of that immediately, so your future ventures will be taken seriously by those around you. Number 4. Remind yourself of your successes. Failing does not mean that you are worthless or that you will never achieve the things you want. Think of all the times in the past when you've succeeded. Don't forget your past failures. You've made mistakes before and you've survived them. As you recovered in the past, you can recover from your present failures too. Number 5. Make a decision. Doing nothing is certainly an option, but it's a decision itself, and often one that won't lead to anywhere. It won't lead to anything positive. Your decision might require some deep thinking. You can help yourself to make a better decision by getting some extra advice and support with a particular area of your life, or reading and learning more if lack of knowledge was what led to your failure. Number 6. Forget the past and focus on the future. The quicker you can deal with your failure, the quicker you are ready for success. Your past is past. It's water under the bridge. You can change it, so you may as well stop worrying about it. Take stock of what you have learned. Repackage your knowledge, skills, and experience and move on to accomplish your purpose. Number 7. Revisit your vision. According to Stephen Covey, all things are created twice. There is a mental or first creation and a physical or second creation to all things. When you revisit your vision, you will be focused on the most logical steps to take in order to build relationship with the right kind of people you will need to realize it. Failure is an inevitable price of trying to do something, and it forces you to be more creative and look for new ways. A wise man once said, "Failure should be our teacher, not our undertaker." Failure is delay, not defeat. Failure is temporary. It's a temporary detour, not a dead-end street. Failure prevents arrogance and egotism. It accelerates the process of identifying your true friends. It also causes you to reevaluate what's important in life. It brings out the real character in you. You get to meet the real you. There is nothing wrong with a plan, but don't get too attached to it. Make the necessary changes according to von Moltke's famous dictum: no plan survives the first contact with the enemy. The danger is a plan that seduces us into thinking failure is impossible and adaptation is unnecessary. A kind of Titanic plan unsinkable until it hits the iceberg. Someone once said, if you don't grow through your failures, then you will go through it again and again. Some people cannot deal with failure, so they try anything. The result becomes nothing, because nothing can happen without action. Life is all about action and taking risks. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share our videos to your friends and family. Thank you and one love.